Good evening, everyone. Hello, hello. This is welcome to our webinar. Let me just pull up the first slide. This is first in a series of educational webinars. This is my goal. I will be doing a lot in the future, short, so easily affordable time, to put it this way, for everyone, and make it really simplified. So today's topic will be EMF, electromagnetic field, and what do we have to know about, or what do we know about, because it's still so many unknown, some things even swept in under the rug, so we are not sure are they really harmless for our health or maybe harmful. So there are different theories, different approaches. So let us just create some awareness, and especially if you are with small children, maybe grandchildren, to be aware of the EMF. So disclaimer before we start, this presentation is educational purposes. I do not provide healthcare, nutrition therapy services. I don't diagnose. I don't recommend therapy, anything like that. So any advice is only to give you some knowledge, some information, because knowledge is power, especially when we act upon our knowledge, right? So agenda is to, as I mentioned, to raise awareness about possible harmful effect, what can we do, and what are the most common symptoms may be associated with exposure or sensitivity, because as with many other harmful effects, not everyone is reacting the same way, right? Some people can go into a heavily polluted area and don't have any problems. The sensitive people with a sensitive respiratory tract, they can start coughing, sneezing, even exacerbate asthma or bronchitis. Same with EMF. So everyone will react differently. So meet your presenter. My name is Ilona Berkoven. I am a functional medicine health coach. I don't practice medicine anymore. I do a different kind of healing. And my passion is to educate people, to motivate them to take a good care of their health, to take back power, because we have so much power. We have power to make choices. So that is my mission, especially I work on aging women, because in a youth-obsessed society, it's not easy to get old, right? And especially when our lifestyle doesn't support graceful aging, then it can be really a challenge. So that is my passion, to change the way we see aging. I have combined 26 years of experience as practicing physician and now health and wellness coach. It's a long journey for me. I had a severe burnout while practicing medicine. Then it was a soul-searching period of my life, and I fell in love, and I discovered and fell in love with functional medicine. It, that just clicked with me because we work on a root cause of the disease. So it's beautiful. So what are EMF? EMF stands for electromagnetic fields, and they cause non-ionized radiation, which we know the ionized radiation can be connected to cancer. So this is a low level of radiation, and the problem is that we are so infested, if I can say it this way, with EMF. They are everywhere. So what are they? There are microwaves, cell phone, Wi-Fi's, high power sources. They are fitness gadgets. There are different smart devices in our home. You turn on the light, turn off the light, lock your doors. So they are basically everywhere. Laptops, computers, everywhere. And the problem is many times those small cumulative effects. So here are a few of the viewpoint of the scientist who thinks that it's EMF is not as harmful as we thought. So one of the leading scientists is Dr. Dietrich Klinghardt, who observed that EMF can be a root cause of some mystery symptoms when they are not specific, they are not severe, but just lingering. It could be insomnia. And the way, for example, the explain insomnia is that EMF decrease melatonin levels. Then fatigue, depression, and I explain later on why, and digestive issue. The big problem is that there are so many companies coming out almost daily with new gadgets, but the problem, the science is behind, lacking big time. Just look at on this side, the latest update was done 33 years ago. Now I am asking you, how much has changed? Oh my goodness, it's crazy, right? Now, the major cause for this short educational masterclass is children. Because I see over and over that young children are playing for hours with cell phones or iPads because they can watch cartoons and they are entertained, quiet, take less care from the parent, and is so convenient. And I want you to remember, because most of you have grandchildren, maybe grandnephews or nephews who have young children, that the very delicate children's brain is especially sensitive. And the way they explain is higher amount of water in children's body. So, and this is a data which is really make us to think about, that up to 75% of all 4-year-old children have their own cell phone. And many times they go to bed with cell phone. So this is something to really, really think about. The other thing is also alarming is the second hand EMF, right? We can control something in our home, not everything, but many things. We can turn off the router, we can put away our cell phone in a different room, we can put on an airplane mode. So we can do some things, but we can't do everything. We have no control what is in the wall, right? The power lines in the wall. What can we do just to push a little bit bed away from the wall, for example? Then we don't have control of the neighbor's house. And if you remember just those smart meters, they emit EMF, and they were put on in many homes, in many buildings, even when we voted against. So we really have to open our eyes and make sure that we are taking every precautions. So that is the second-hand, so-called second-hand EMF, when really we have to be careful. So, and those are the symptoms, and I will come back again, the insomnia, the fatigue, brain fog, even cancer, yes. I will admit there's not enough scientific proof, scientific data, a lot of still needs to be done. But those research data is enough just to be more careful. So how does EMF affect our bodies? the most common is oxidative stress-free radicals. Then alteration of gene expression, especially is well documented, the enzyme which is active in our brain. So that is the link to neurodegenerative conditions. Then changing of the brain metabolism, increased glucose metabolism, similar changes that happens in Alzheimer's disease. Then increased blood-brain permeability, so-called leaky brain. Then a connection to cancer, and I put it twice, and the second should be heart disease, sorry for that, and both mechanisms through oxidative damage. And the gut microbiome, creating a slight disbalance in our gut microbiome, and all that starts the many other changes, right, in our health. And also this is very important, is activating calcium channels, high voltage channels in our cell membranes that lets calcium into the cells. And that is very highly regulated. When EMF activates those channels, the regulation is in disbalance, and a huge amount of calcium goes into the cell, and that's a huge stress for the cell and disrupting many cellular functions. So what will be the most common EMF sensitivity symptoms described by most of the scientists that work on this topic is fatigue, weakness, again, insomnia, sleep disturbances, headaches, migraines, brain fog, difficulty concentrating, depression, anxiety, heart palpitation, dizziness, light sensitivity, memory loss. Again, those are very non-specific symptoms. Symptoms that can be very, very frequently intertwined. For example, fatigue. How many diseases like thyroid problems, autoimmune problems like leaky gut, adrenal fatigue, and so many other things. So it's very challenging to sort out. People will, that is anecdotal, that people who travel to remote places where no EMF or very limited, there no cell phone service, after a couple of days, they felt reborn. They felt energized with better focus, just simply felt better well-being, sense of well-being. So Wi-Fi towers, we can do much. What we can do here is really avoid buying houses or moving into buildings close to those big towers. Now, cell phones, routers, and Bluetooth, we can do here a lot. How many times you see people wearing cell phones in the pocket, front pocket, back pocket, even ladies putting into their bra? I've seen, yes, I have seen. So at least, guys, let's not do that. Let's hold as far as possible from our bodies. And you know, this in the couple of years ago, when they created those carriers, just clipping on a belt is not necessarily a good idea, right? But before we go to the how to limit exposure, there are a few diseases that proven in lab, of course, on rodents, on animals, but it's enough us to start thinking. Cancer, brain cancer, and this is proven even on humans, that people who have increased use of cell phone on the same side where they hold the cell phone was associated with brain cancer. Neuropsychiatric effects. Now, this is an animal study showed that increased exposure, especially cell phone use, because the way we use hold cell phones, right, associated with brain inflammation, cognitive impairment, damaged neurons. Then, again, this is in rodents, thyroid problems, thyroid issues. It was proven that EMF causes drop in T3 and T4 thyroid hormones increase in TSH. So as you see, there's some connection and fertility problems, especially in men. So if you know someone that is a young man, please let them know not to carry in a special front pocket their phone. And as I mentioned, sleep disruption because of the drop in melatonin. So as we see, and some scientists even say that this is all, we can draw a parallel between EMF today and maybe 40, 50 years ago with smoking. Because if you remember, I have seen a few commercials lately in documentaries that doctors were promoting cigarettes, smoking in a commercial and promoting like, this is the great way to lower when you're upset. The stress came out later. So when you are upset and when you are tense, the excellent way to reduce that tension, inner tension, until slowly scientists started making connection between smoking, right, and lung cancer, for example. So, but it was hush-hush for a period of time until it went public. So some scientists make a parallel, like now we're starting noticing those 5Gs, the Wi-Fi's and cell phones, microwaves, that they are not as harmless, but it's still silence. It's not coming into the public to start talking more and educating the public, right? So anyway, let's just see what can we do to limit exposure, to really try to stay away from cell phone as much as possible. Put in an airplane mode. It will lower the EMF that is emitting. Put in a different room other than when you are, especially bedroom. Don't go in bed with cell phone, putting underneath the pillow or by the nightstand. Put it a little bit farther away from you. Don't wear on your body, no pockets, no that clip-on holders. Try as much as possible. With cell phone, if you use it, turn on the speakerphone or use headphones instead of putting close to your ears, because it's the proximity of the brain. The brain is right there. So reduce the smart fitness gadgets, you know, the Fitbit and how many times I see Fitbit in one or Apple Watch, two cell phones in pockets. So try to limit as much as possible, limit smart appliances. You can turn on the light, you can lock your door. It's not necessary to have. It's very important, turn off the router. When you finish your work, when you finish your day, turn it off. Unplug the big electric cord. So as much as we can, but we can especially be careful with young children. Don't let them play all day long on cell phone or iPad. They don't need that. So as much as we can to really limit, especially with children, because can you imagine they will be exposed to EMF for many, many, many years to come. So, and now there are some people some companies are selling those protectors, blockers. What I read, it's don't waste your money on that. They are not so reliable, still need a lot of research. So just really physically reduce the exposure. Now, what can we do other than limiting exposure is, since the majority of the harmful effects are happening by free radicals like oxidative stress, antioxidant diet, Remember leafy greens, color of the rainbow fruits and vegetables, maybe some supplement, turmeric, ginger, right? That's anyway good for us, good for aging joints and general. So clean diet, a lot of berries, have high antioxidant potential. So it's very simple. But again, let's just recap. Don't put cell phone, iPad on you. Don't no pocket, ladies, not in the bra. When you use your cell phone, use headphones, put on speaker phones, put in an airplane mode during the day. One more thing, when your reception is bad, when you barely have 1 or 2 bars, that is the EMF emission the strongest. So don't use your cell phone. Wait until it improves or until you get into a better reception place. Turn off things every evening and limit smart appliances in your home. I hope you guys, you learned something. At least you will start thinking differently, because that is my goal, especially if you have any kind of affiliation with young children, either in your family or in extended family or maybe a friend's family. So let them know that it's not a good idea for young children to play with cell phones. I know it's very convenient because they are entertained for an even long period of time. They are quiet, but it's not a good idea. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to direct message me, contact me any way you want. I will be happy to answer those questions. Have a wonderful rest of your day.